Hello, online crew, and welcome to today's live where we are talking about how you can turn one piece of content into multiple pieces of content so you can learn how to work smarter and not harder. That's me down to a T. I don't want to do things the hard way. I don't want to do things the long way. If there's something where I can be more efficient with what I'm doing and spread that out on multiple platforms or make more pieces of content from one, then I'm all down for that. Hopefully you are too. This is, I guess, a bit of a process to learn how to do yourself. But once you know how, it's a lot easier than you think. And that's why I want to share it with you. I have talked about this before, but I see a lot of people trying to create new content all the time. And I don't know whether you've sort of experienced content overwhelm. Like you always feel like you need to come up with new content and you're just not being creative, you can't think of new content ideas, then this might be something that's helpful for you. Depending on how far you take this will depend on how many platforms you're on and how established you are in the online world. So you can take this a lot further, like one piece of content, like many, many ways, if you're doing a few more things. So some of this may be relevant to you and some of it might not, depending on how established you are on social media. So take that into consideration when I give you the example that I'm going to give you. So I hope you're doing really well. If we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I am your online crew captain. I'm here for an amazing online crew community here of home-based business owners, entrepreneurs, direct sellers, those in MLM. You're building a business online, but you want to use modern social media strategies and you want to do it in a way where you are a human before a marketer. I am not somebody that promotes spam in any way, cut and paste messages. It's not my thing. It's not what I train. If that's what you want, you're in the wrong place. But if you do want to be a human before a marketer and you want to build your business with integrity and authenticity, then you are in the right place. Just on that, we had a great conversation yesterday on Clubhouse. I'm not sure if you're on that platform. It's audio only, regarding authenticity and how important it is in building our businesses and how you can actually speed up the results in your business the more authentic that you are. So I would recommend that you catch the replay of that discussion. I shared a lot of examples from my perspective, my life, my experience on social media, thinking that I had to be professional, thinking I had to be a certain person on social media, and it just didn't work. There's just lots of examples. That's what I love about Clubhouse, is it's really raw and a real discussion. So I would encourage you to catch the replay of that. You can either go to the Clubhouse platform and just find my profile and the recording's just sitting down the bottom. Or if you go to helenmartinonline.com/events, the link to the Clubhouse link for this week is on that link. Okay, so you can find it there. Just on this week's training, just not long ago, I finished a training in the coaching community about how you reverse engineer your numbers for your next goal. So I walked through it step by step as to what you divide by what you times by what, as per the day's average order, your comp plan, how many people per day do you need to talk, like reverse engineered the whole lot. And I'm currently finishing up the notes where I'm tidying it all up to put in the group as well. So make sure you catch the recording of that training. You need to know your goal of where you're heading to get there. If you don't have a goal, how do you know what you're chasing? But it's reverse engineering the numbers that's really important. So you got focus and intentional, all those kind of things. So if you're a coaching community member, catch the replay of that. So how is everybody? Let me say hello to a few people. If you're here live, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. We've got Cherie, we've got Glenn, we've got Tonya, we've got Christina from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Lovely to see you here. Love working smarter, not harder. I think this journey of social media, and there's always something to learn, and there's always something new, and something's always changing. It's exhausting sometimes. So anywhere that I can work smarter and not harder, I'm down for that. I hope you are too, because that's what will save you in this industry. is learning how to work smarter and not harder, learning how to repurpose content that you've done once and put it in multiple places, those kind of things. Yeah, efficiency is a key word. I have to develop it for my online activity. Awesome. Hey, Mike, how are you? Hello. Can't make out the name, but those watching on Instagram, hello to you guys as well. So let's have a chat about, I'm going to give you one example. There are many, but I just want to give you one. So who's doing live video of any sort? Like, just take a Facebook Live for an example. Are you doing live video in any capacity? Because this is the example that I want to give you. And even those of you that are doing regular live video, I guarantee you're not maximizing getting views back to the video. So if you do a video, you want to get eyeballs on you. If you're doing anything on social media, it's all about more exposure, more eyeballs, more people learning to know, like, and trust you, whatever it is that you're talking about. And any way that you can promote that, get people back to watch the live by what you do before and after, absolutely do it. You don't want to create one piece of content that you don't really promote out in any way, and so no one's really watching it, but you've put this amazing piece of content out there. Having success on social media is about building an audience and building influence over that audience. You want as much content out there as you can on multiple platforms if you can. Don't feel that you have to do it all though, but if you can use one piece of content and put it on another platform for only about 5 minutes more effort, do it. You are missing opportunities and you are leaving money on the table if you're not doing that. Okay? So there could be things that you could be doing with your live video from, let's say you're doing it on Facebook, that you can multi-purpose. So I'm going to walk you sort of through just one example, okay? So a few of you are doing, hello, Tony, good to see you on. Cherie's doing live videos, Tonya, Tony's in the live challenge now. Yes, you are. So this is really cool for those of you that are currently in my current round of the live video challenge as to what you can do with these videos. And you could do this now, or you could repurpose later in different ways, okay? Because you've got all this content now that you can repurpose. But here's what I recommend you do. Just one example. So you're going to go live and you know your topic, you've mapped that out. There's a couple of things that you can do. Put something in your stories the day before. So those of you in the live video challenge, you're doing live videos every single day. So this might not work if you're doing it every single day. But, when you cut down to, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you do on an ongoing basis. So, you're going live about a particular topic, okay? Get organized, firstly. Know when you're doing it and what time you're doing it if you're doing live videos. Massive, what's the word I'm looking for? Tip, for lack of a better word. If you're going to do live videos on an ongoing basis, even if it's 1 or just 2, pick a day and pick a time, okay? This will make this process a lot easier. Go into your stories before you go live, even up to 24 hours after you go live. Before you go live, sorry, mix that up. And go into your stories and say, tomorrow I'm talking live about XYZ. If you've scheduled your live video, you can do that direct from the platform, from Facebook. I prefer to use something like StreamYard, but you could even have a link ready to go to share out. You may or may not, depending whether you schedule your lives in advance, but that's also maximizing one piece of content and promoting it beforehand. So put something in your stories. I'm going live and I'm talking about XYZ. So that's a piece of content. You're already drawing people's attention to the fact that you are going live. Then you actually go live on the day. So you've got the live video. Let's just take Facebook for, I'll get to Instagram in a minute. You've got the live video. After you go live, go back into your stories, record a little video saying, I just went live and spoke about just one little tip, blah, blah, blah. And the other 2 tips, like I'll put the link to the live video down below and you can catch the whole training. So promote it before in your stories. That's a story. The go live, there's your live video, your content. Go in your stories after your live video and promote what you just talked about. It'll be fresh in your head. It's the best way to do it. When you've just talked about the topic, go into your stories and say, I just went live and I spoke about, whatever. So if you're such and such, this could be really helpful to you if you are and you're looking to, XYZ. I'll pop the link to the entire training in the comments below, or if like on Instagram, if you've got the link feature, you can actually put the link on the story. Okay. So now we've got 3 pieces of content. We've got a before, we've got doing the live, and we've got the after. Okay. From there, depending what platforms you are on, download your Facebook Live video and post it elsewhere. If you're not doing what I'm doing right now, I'm on my computer live here, but I've actually got my phone up on a little bracket here, and I am live on Instagram at the moment as we speak. But let's say I wasn't, and I do what I normally do, and I forget to put my phone up there and go live on Instagram. What I'll do, and I did that, I've already done that this week. So I just downloaded it for Facebook. It saves it to my computer. I go straight to Instagram on my computer, and I drag I've got a Mac. I just drag the download straight up into Instagram, upload the video, and then it's on Instagram. If I don't have, some of you might not have a separate device, or you don't want to look in 2 places, which is a thing. Unfortunately, Instagram doesn't allow third-party platforms. So I'd love to just be streaming from here to Instagram, but they don't allow it. So you got to have it like a separate device. But if that doesn't work for you, you can't do that. You can't have that kind of setup. You've only got 1 device. Then download your Facebook Live, go straight to your computer, pull up Instagram on your computer, and just upload it immediately. Like it can be on Instagram shortly after you've done the live. So 2 platforms. Why not also upload it to YouTube? Something you may want to look at, and may not be where you are at your business at the moment, but you may not have started a YouTube channel. You may not be into anything to YouTube. I don't promote myself as somebody who's on YouTube, but I absolutely have a YouTube channel. I'm on live on YouTube at the moment. But before I went live on YouTube, I would download my Facebook Lives and upload them to YouTube. Is it the way the platform intended? No, there's no intro or outro. Well, I do have an intro, but there's no outro and whatever. But it protects my content. It's there. You accidentally get subscribers like I have. Like, why not? If you get on another platform and start something and start getting subscribers, and it's another eyeball that found you that didn't find you before, why not? You've already got the content. So put it out there. I've had people message me and say, I came across you on YouTube somehow, and I've been stuck watching your video for all your videos for an hour, because they're all there. Don't need to scroll my Facebook, just go to my YouTube channel, and they are all there in one spot. Just because I'm going live, but you could download your Facebook and upload it to YouTube. So it's protecting your content. You might accidentally get subscribers. It's another platform you're on, but not doing any more work than a download and an upload, a few words. Maybe you put an image on it or you don't. You get creative or, as you want to be, but you could do that as well. So now you've taken your Facebook Live and you've put it on Instagram. You could do 100% live content on Instagram. Don't worry about carousel posts. Don't worry about photos. Like, Instagram is not what it used to be. It used to be known as a photo sharing platform. It's not anymore. It's about reels. It's about video. Instagram have told us their whole focus is video, 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 video. So uploading video. So if you're doing it once, upload it there, then upload it to YouTube, as well. Why not? Okay, so you could do that with it. If you're scheduling your video in advance, then you've got that as well. That's another post somewhere. So you've talked about it on stories. You may have scheduled it. That's a post on Facebook. Okay, you could screenshot that and put it in your stories of Instagram, like whatever. Like, so it's promoting it before, doing it, promoting it after. Then when you've done it, downloading it and putting it on multiple platforms. Could you do that? Who's doing that, by the way? It's great to accidentally get new eyeballs on you. The bigger your network, the more money you'll make. It's just the way it goes, okay? Then you could do a post. Like, let's say you only do one live video a week. 2 days later, do a post with an image or a screenshot from your video saying, a couple of days ago, I spoke about XYZ, and here's, 2 of the tips. And you can catch the 3rd tip if you watch the full training. Here's the link. Don't just do a live video once and let it get buried down your news feed with other content that you put on the top. Like, use that content. You've already written the notes once. You've already, talked about it once. The best time to do it is when you've freshly talked about it, and then you can write some notes for it or get someone to transcribe it. You can even do, a Word dictate or whatever. Just have your video playing, and then Word just dictates, types it out, and then you can cut and paste that and put it in a post. Like, you put a post from what you spoke about in your video a couple of days later, and then put a link back to the video training. So those that didn't catch it, and the algorithm is sending out your content to different people at different times. So they might not have even seen your live video, but you put a post out referencing it, and now you're drawing people back to that one video. At any point, any time, you want to be drawing people back to that live video training, because that's where people get to know, like, and trust you the most. They can hear you speak. They can hear you smile. They can hear your expression. They know if you care. So you want to be utilizing, that and drawing people back to it as much as you possibly can. Those of you that are a little bit further in your business and you do email marketing and blogs and things like that, then it's a no-brainer that you would send out the link, via email and say, like I do a weekly wrap up. As long as you're on my email list, these are the 4 videos that I did this week. Here's kind of a little bit what they were about. People have sent me messages saying, I love your weekly wrap up email because I don't have time to catch up with you during the week, but I can scan the headings and work out what I want to watch, and it's all in one email. Like, I'm still drawing back to people to, this video. And then you could even either through, like, Facebook, it has, I won't technically go through this now, but you can create reels from a live video now. It's a feature inside Facebook. So you could do that, or you could just talk about it and create a reel and then have the link to the full training in the comment section of your reel. So you could do that as well. So you could create a reel from what you talked about in your training and then direct them back to the full training. You could even do that on TikTok. Do you see where we're getting at here? We've created one video and we've put it here, there, we've downloaded it here, we've uploaded it there, we're doing stories. We're promoting it. If you're doing email marketing, you can send out the replay. If you're doing blogging, you can do that. If you're doing a podcast, you can, it's endless. I don't want to go too far down there because a lot of you may not be doing those things. But do you think you could do a better job from utilizing one piece of content and reusing that content in a post or a story, or downloading it and uploading it elsewhere, or putting it in an email or things like that? This is what you want to learn to do. And you want to store all that information and put it in a Google Drive and start recycling every 3 months. So a post that you did from a video, like, store the links to your video training in a Google Drive under particular headings. Marketing or social media or this product or that product. Like, start storing, like, work smarter, guys, not harder. You don't need to come up with original content on an ongoing basis over and over and over and over every month and every year that you're on social media. I often go back to, I don't know, I should have, like, when I do live videos, I've got them everywhere. So these were my notes for the training that I just did in the coaching community, reverse engineering the numbers. I don't waste anything. So I've got, the paper that goes through a printer. How many of you have got things you print and you don't need to keep them or things like that? So that's, we call it A4 in Australia. It's like that. So as long as it's got a blank, which they were blank, I cut it in half, and I've got, show you. I've got piles and piles of blank paper that size. So I always write my notes when I'm planning for my live videos. I've got all these notes. I've got, if you come to my house, some of you might like to raid my notes. Piles. Piles. I do a lot of live videos. I've got piles of notes with different topics. And sometimes I'm like, I don't feel creative this week, or I'm not well, or I've got a headache or something. I'll just go through and I'll just start sifting through, and it's like, oh yeah, I'd love to talk about that again. Or yeah, that's still relevant. Yep, I'll recycle that. And I delivered content to you guys that I spoke about, 3 months earlier or 6 months earlier. You can get more organized and have that all typed up. But there's something to say, I don't know if any of you can relate to this, getting from your head to a pen on a paper. So when I'm preparing for my Facebook Lives, I like to write. Like, it just helps me plan it. So I've got it in front of me. This is sitting on my keyboard. This is my notes for this live right now. And I've got this process written down. So then after my live, I staple those together and they go in my cupboard on my pile. So you could come to my house, you could raid my cupboards, and you can pick up piles and piles and piles of all sorts of content for live videos. But whether it's on a computer or whether it's, on paper, I recycle that and I retrain stuff that's still relevant today. So whatever works for you, but you don't have to come up with new content all the time. Recycle your content, especially if it's generic, like, those of you that are concentrating on health and wellness or personal development or attraction marketing or online marketing. Social media changes all the time and there's new stuff all the time given, but a lot of the principles behind some of the things that you teach or do or share or whatever, they're not new. Personal development has been around forever. And most of the stuff anybody's training you that you're listening to or training yourself on personal development, it's not new. You can easily recycle a lot of your content. So work smarter about what you're creating. Think of ways to multi-purpose it. Okay, I've done a live, but I'm going to promote it in stories beforehand. I'm going to promote it in stories afterhand. I'm going to download it on my computer. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I'm going to upload it to Instagram. I'm going to do a little clip it and turn it into a reel. And I'm going to download that Instagram reel to my camera roll. Then I'm going to edit it from my camera roll and take off the Instagram logo so then I can share it on Facebook and share it on TikTok. My reels that I do on Instagram, I'll upload it every day. Then I save it to my camera roll, cut off the Instagram logo, goes straight on Facebook, goes straight on TikTok. When I type out my description, like my caption for my Instagram reel, I copy and paste that into the notes section of my phone. So then when I go and pull it up from my camera roll for Facebook, I just pull up the caption from the notes section of my phone. Then I go to TikTok. I do exactly the same thing. One reel, 3 platforms, 10 minutes. Can you do it? Can you do a better job of repurposing some of the things that you're doing? Let's try to get a little bit more creative with what you're already doing and how you can, multi-purpose that than creating new posts, new videos, whatever. And the recycling your content is huge because some of you are still trying to create new content, and you don't need to, especially if you've been around for a while. There's stuff that's just as relevant today that could have been talked about a year ago and still is impactful. And if you think you're repeating yourself too much, don't, because nobody really remembers what you've said until you've said it 10 times. Trust me, I have students and they listen and they know, but the penny didn't drop until they heard it for the 5th time or the 7th time or the 10th time. And it's like, yeah, I've always heard that, but it never really sort of gelled. But now hearing you talk about it again, I'm going to go and do that this time. Like, they've heard it before, but people don't really absorb information the first time they hear it. So don't ever be afraid to say the same thing in a similar way, slightly differently, over and over and over again. It was a huge thing for me to get my head around initially when I started talking about attraction marketing. I just felt like I was repeating myself over and over again. It's like people are going to get sick of me. But honestly, people need, 10, 15 exposures to things before they really sink in, or they make a decision, or they decide to opt into something. So don't be afraid of repeating, content, because also, the algorithm will send out your content to different people, especially in different avenues as well. Stories, post, live video, different platforms, those kind of things. Okay. So can you do a better job than what you're doing now? I'd love to know. Christina, mind-blowing. Algorithm hack level 1,000. Absolutely. Yes, I can do a better job with repurposing my content. Man, I wish you lived closer to me. I do that. Take a few notes. Yeah. So just think about that process. Think about what I've shared with you. Even if you just take a little bit of what I've shared with you and repurpose in another way, or recycle in some way, you'll be saving yourself some time and energy that, can make this business exhausting when you're always creating new content, You don't have to. Make it easier for yourself and take something like a Facebook Live, promote it before, promote it after, put it in your reels, put it in your stories, put it on Instagram, put it on YouTube, put it on TikTok. Just think of ways where you can multi-purpose the work that you've already done, and turn, it into a post and reference back to the live video. Put it in your stories and reference back to the live video. Put it in your email and reference it back to the live video. Always try to be drawing back people to the original source of the content to maximize that. Okay. So I really hope this was helpful in some way to some of you to sort of think about this and how you can do it better. Okay. So I look forward to seeing you live tomorrow at the same time, same place. Bye-bye.